Graeme Wood is a man who puts his money where his mouth is. He made his fortune by creating Australia's #1 internet travel site, whatif.com, and he's now spending it on projects close to his heart. He gave the Greens a large slab of it, and he's set up a new online newspaper, the Global Mail. But less well known is a high school musical project called What Opera. Sharon O'Neill reports.
Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is Victoria. She's so beautiful.
It's just days away from opening night, and these students from Fairfield High School are racing against time to have their very own opera ready when the curtain goes up. An opera with a somewhat complicated plot.
Are we doing Consuela?
No, Victoria.
Oh, okay, sorry. I heard Consuela.
It's about, well, a guy who learns his lesson that, like, you have to treat everyone equally, and and to do that, his wife takes his money, and yeah, he cheated on her, I think, with her sister.
So, the main aim of What Opera is to unlock creativity in young people, any young people, and to show them that they can be creative even if they don't know it themselves.
5 weeks ago, Murray Dahm and his team from What Opera arrived at Fairfield High School to begin the daunting task of guiding these students in the creation and development of an opera, a musical tradition they had a particular view about.
I always thought opera was for like old people who were really depressed, and so that's why I was a bit interested in this. I was like, how are they going to make us all do some, whack?
Yeah, and then the storyline we came up with, it's like, how are old people going to enjoy that?
Old people and the opera were also on someone else's mind.
What Opera started from an observation of mine. I go to the opera a fair bit, and when I look at the repertoire, most of the composers that we see in Australia tend to be about 200 years dead, mainly not Australian, and I thought, when you look around the audience as well, most of the audience are going to be dead in about 10 years. So opera's a wonderful art form, but it didn't seem to be out there with the youth element. It wasn't rebuilding itself, it wasn't growing. So I took those thoughts along to Opera Australia, and they took a deep breath and said, well, who are you and what would you know?
I'd like you to meet Graeme Wood. He's the man who's responsible for all of this. It's his generosity that has made this program possible.
Graeme Wood is the founder of the successful travel website whatif.com. He's been described as Australia's #1 rich crusader, with a special interest in the environment and young people.
So who's got the best voice here?
Agnes.
We all do.
Thank you. Perfect answer. If they understand they have a creative capacity that's new to them, it really does change their outlook on life.
Initially, Graeme Wood came and said, I want to have a program where young people create something. Do you think that you can make a program where young people do that? And absolutely. And then She's So Glamorous is a turn.
Murray Dahm is the artistic director of What Opera, and his role in this project is to give life to the ideas that have been generated by the students.
Beautiful.
Because we were all just sitting around and laughing and just throwing lines at Murray, and he would write it up, and then we're like, oh, it's an opera. Yeah, it just happened and came together.
It needs to be. Thank you. My first job is to say, right, now sing. And they'll be like, and then they'll giggle. And one of the great things about singing is if someone giggles, I say, you're singing there. And they're like, no, I'm not, I'm giggling. Oh.
I want you to seduce me.
The real stories are those when those kids first walk into the room 4 weeks ago and they're all timid and don't know what this is all about. And then you see them up on stage like Hollywood stars. It's a remarkable transformation.
But there are other benefits in the What Opera program that go beyond the buzz of the final performance.
In many cases, we've found it's traditional of low socioeconomic school, they've never been to Sydney. They've never been to the Opera House. They've never seen a performance which is opera-based or something along those lines. They may have some experience local to sort of the Fairfield area. What this gives them is contact with other people of a different organisation, gives them opportunities, particularly career opportunities, increases aspirations.
Some of the transformations that we observed were quite mind-boggling. That added a whole new dimension to it, which then suggested to me we should keep going and expand it.
So we're not stopping this time, all right? We're going straight through. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, mate, just don't bother.
If they realise that they are more than they currently think, and if we can show them that the self-doubt they have about their abilities and their skills are just those doubts, that those skills exist, then we've built them and grown them as people.
It makes you realise that things are always not as you see them. Everything is great, but you just got to experience it firsthand.
I would like to become famous one day or be an actor. Yeah.
So we can all say that we knew you when you were just starting out.
Yep. You could come up to me and I'll be like, you're the one who made me famous.
Thanks, Sharon O'Neill. And the What Opera students will be performing tonight at the Seymour Centre. We wish them luck.